If your business feels like a struggle, you are not really attracting the sales, the dream clients, the prices that you really want to charge, and you are doing everything right, you're following the steps, but the money in your imagination doesn't show up in your bank account, then these 15 minutes or so are going to be the most important 15 minutes of your life, because here is the breakthrough. The real problem in your business is not that you're not doing more, or is not that you're missing the best thing, the strategy, the thing, because a lot of times us entrepreneurs are made to believe that there is this one strategy which is going to unlock everything for us. And there is no such thing other than it's you. You are the one who is going to unlock everything for you. That means that it's not the strategy problem, and it's the identity glitch that you are experiencing in your business right now. When I switched my career and I went from a corporate job to having my own coaching business, I hired the best mentors, best coaches, did every step. I showed up in the rooms. And I was one of those people who would do above and beyond. If you would tell me to do something, I'll make sure I do it right. I'll watch all the steps. I'll watch them over and over again. I'll make sure I do it precisely. There's nothing wrong. I was doing over and above, trying to make everything right? And the harder I was trying and the more I was doing, it just wasn't working. What is wrong? I have done precisely the thing that you told me, even better. I've given it all. I've done it all, right? And when you realize is that nobody around you understand, you're listening to the songs and you're crying, and you're not able to give the experience, the name, what you're going through. You see your income constantly at one point, and no matter what you do, you're not able to shift it. It feels like it's a ceiling, an invisible ceiling. And I remember what I started really doing was I had this belief that if I find that winning strategy, if I find that thing that would unlock everything for me, I'll be okay. I started doing one strategy, and I did everything. I really executed it, and I thought, that's it. It's done. This is the thing I've been told it works, and it completely fell flat. Then I went to the next one and next one, and while I was on the third or fourth strategy, I almost programmed myself into believing that it's not going to work anyway because none of the older ones have worked. I would subconsciously go on the hunt for the next one. While I was having sleepless nights, doing so much work, trying so hard, I would start looking for the next one. And I would see somewhere, maybe manifesting based on what I was assuming, that the strategy I'm doing is dead and this is the new thing. People are constantly saying what I have is the best thing. And this struggle for the best thing was so hard. It cost me $90,000. It cost me 2 years of sleepless nights, and it cost me failing over and over again. When I realized that what I was looking for is inside of me, and instead of needing a strategy, what I really need is an identity, right? Your biggest problem is that you cannot outperform how you see yourself. Your self-concept is dictating your strategy. Your self-concept is dictating how it lands for you. And self-concept goes much deeper than just what do you think about you or what are your beliefs. It's about how do you really see yourself? What do you really think about you? What do you think other people think about you? Do you see yourself as the best entrepreneur in your industry? Do you see yourself as somebody who can lead other people? Do you see yourself as somebody who can really make a difference? Do you see yourself receiving money easy, or it's always hard? When you are doing the steps, right? What is your assumption? It has to be hard. It gets to be hard. What's your assumption? When you are doing something, would it work? Would it not work? Would it have to be a compromise and a never-ending spiral of I'm not doing enough? Would you have to climb so many hoops? What are you really thinking? What are you assuming? How are you seeing yourself? That's where all the answers are, because what we see is that for some people, They will do the exact same steps and it would work. And while the other person would do the same thing, it won't work. What is that invisible thing? And if strategy was everything, then all the companies in every industry would do one strategy and it will work for all of them. Apple and other IT companies would all do one strategy. In manufacturing business, they will all do one strategy. Why is it that every person, every industry, every company has a unique strategy? Because it's not about the strategy. It's about what are you assuming? How are you approaching it? Your energy, which is attracting from the quantum and which is affecting your actions, how you think, how you feel, how you behave, how people feel your energy. And you have this gut feeling that I want to work with this person. I like this person. I like this product. When you bump into the ideal client, when all of a sudden your funnel converts like crazy, or when you don't even have a funnel, but it's so easy. Like at that time, I remember meeting quite a few people who were like, we don't have any strategy. It just works for us. We just happen to attract clients out of nowhere. Like, so the way your money frequency works, it's an exact amount of money that you're programmed to attract every single month. And you will always attract that number no matter what happens. So for example, if a month you decide I want to do this and I don't want to do this, or something happens, or maybe you fell ill, whatever, you will find yourself attracting that amount no matter what, based on your identity, based on your how you see you, based on how you're programmed, right? That will just happen. Even let's say there was this coach of mine who actually who was also embodying this work, and she once shared it with me that she had a specific money frequency, and then she wouldn't, till the last day of the month, there was no hindsight to how that money frequency will happen, because it didn't, more than half. And then all of a sudden somebody contacted her and said, I want to work with you, and paid her 50,000 in full, right? It doesn't matter the how, what your frequency is, what that number is, which is reflected in your bank account every single month. And if you receive more than that, you will manifest an expense. That will happen by itself. And also, of course, you will take action, you will make it happen. But because you work on autopilot, and that autopilot system is controlled by your money frequency, what you're programmed at, it will happen automatically, even if you don't realize, even if you don't overthink or plan it, right? The key is realizing that you have a money frequency, which is based on your identity, your self-concept, how you see you, which dictates how much you attract. It's like a Jeep, when you add the address in the GPS in the car, and it just goes there. Even if you keep driving around in circles, if you keep driving long hours, it's still gonna take you there, right? That's how this money frequency works. The second thing is your nervous system is driving the sales. When you are feeling nervous, when you are feeling I'm not doing enough, I should be doing this, would it actually work? When you are dysregulated, you are experiencing energy leak, your body is not able to vibrate on the frequency. That's why you're not attracting from the quantum. You're worrying, you're doubting, you're feeling deregulated, you're self-sabotaging, maybe you're pushing harder, maybe you are checking your stripe all the time, maybe you're just feeling so overwhelmed that you just want to freeze, you don't want to do anything. All of those things is your nervous system trying to protect you, because going on a higher frequency doesn't feel safe. Because a lot of times very high achiever and people who have really come from not very abundant background, they build from lack, they build from compromises, they build from scarcity, and they end up to the point of enough. But when they're trying to go to more than enough, their nervous system is not programmed to that. It doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel normal, right? What they're doing is they're hustling their way from survival to overflow. And there is no bridge there. There is no alignment, right? The third thing is you don't really need another strategy. If you are in that cycle of strategy hopping and constantly finding the next thing, or reading up or watching endless videos and trying this and trying that, what you really need is a mirror. What you really need is the deep conscious awareness of who you are conscious of being. And what I've also realized is this is not mindset. This is body wisdom. The fact that we have been told that it's just mindset. Visualize, affirm, do the journaling, just feel the feeling. The reason that all these superficial tools are failing us and they work temporarily, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we are back in our old pattern, is because your money identity is not in your mind, it's in your body. The way we work is we are working on three levels. The first is the conscious mind, what you're aware of, the thoughts that you're thinking. Right now, you're listening to me, you're understanding. That is conscious. That's where everything starts. Whatever you are exposed to, it starts from your conscious. Then you go into the subconscious. In the subconscious, whatever you're exposed to constantly, it starts to turn into a pattern, right? But then there is a third level where your money identity is right now, because you have been exposed to it for a very, very long time, probably decades, is your unconscious, your body. And what I mean is that it's gone from conscious to subconscious to unconscious. Now, in the unconscious program, you don't consult the mind anymore. You just do it on autopilot, as so ingrained, embodied in you. When you wake up in the morning, you don't think, should I brush my teeth today? You're not thinking, you're not visualizing. You're just going in the pattern. You're brushing your teeth because you do it all the time. It's normal. You just do it, right? You change your clothes. You're not thinking, in order for me to change my clothes, should I keep my arm up? You just do it. So far, it's like a pattern, right? Your money identity is a pattern. In order for you to really tap into that, you have to tap into your body wisdom. That's why in my programs, what I do is we go deeper in your body and we see where in your neck you feel constricted and where is it coming from. We have really powerful tools where you go in your chest and in your heart and you see where you're not loving yourself, where there is a restriction. We go in your belly and we see where there is a confidence issue. We go in your sacral and we see where you don't trust yourself, where when somebody reaches out to you and say, how much do you charge, and you tell them, and then you are like, it won't work. That's coming from your sacral. I don't feel safe to receive. Where you are when you are going for a new thing or a new initiative, you are already thinking it's not going to work. You are thinking it's going to be hard. It's going to take compromise. You're really trusting in yourself, in your intuition, in your receiving. Because your sacral, whether you're a male or a female, it's a womb of creation, right? That's where you receive and you create. If you don't feel safe to receive, how would you create from that, right? That's where a lot of creative energies are stored. Now we link and tap into your body and see where your body doesn't feel safe with overflow, where the body is rewired for scarcity and lack, and we start to rewire your body wisdom. Because it's gone past the mind. When you do the mindset tools, mentally you feel abundant for 10 minutes, but then your body is rejecting it. Because the unconscious programmed is embodied. It's who you are. It's not what you want or what you're feeling. It's who you are. Because if everything that you felt happened straight away, right, you would feel like a billionaire, you'll become a billionaire in 5 minutes. You feel like a millionaire, you become a millionaire in 5 minutes. You keep feeling like a millionaire and then something cancels and you lose your frequency. That is your body identity. The real work is not in the mindset. That's why mindset tools only do the 2%. They might change your pattern temporarily and something will happen and then you will self-sabotage. It's your body that is storing all of that, and it comes to really deeply connecting with your body, and your body is communicating to you all the time. Every time when you do something, you feel sensations in your body. When you experience something, when you're receiving, and all these sensations are telling you where you have the blocks, how you are rewired. And when you shift that, which we can literally do in seconds when we are aware of that, all of a sudden you just open the channel. And when I have these shifts, I remember when I did this work, I stopped really following something. Like when you are trying to be a good person, good student, playing safe, following the steps, it's like you're just killing your own creativity. You're just dimming yourself. All of a sudden, I was like, I'm free. I get to do whatever the hell I want, right? I surrendered. I felt the power, this knowing within me to not have to follow and not trust myself, right? Or follow this step, follow this thing. And I said, I really feel like doing this. And I really feel like going live. And I really feel like sharing my message. And I really feel like doing. And I remember as I kept building on that, I was like, I really want to do a 2-day event and I want to really share this. I want to share the identity work. I want to share what I went through. And not from the place of, oh, I want clients, but from the place of, I really want to do that. And you have this inner, like, yes, I love to do that. I would love to express myself. I'd love to share this. I know it will help a lot of people. And when I did that, I remember the second day when I made the offer, within 24 hours, I turned my annual income into monthly. So what I received in the whole year, I received, so not even in the monthly, in the weekendly income, right? That was the proof that when you really be you, when you really come from what do you want? How do you want to be? What does your heart desire? Right now, your intuition is talking to you, but it's muted. You're not listening. You're listening to your news feed more. You're listening to YouTube more. You're listening to somebody telling you those 10-step boring process. Then you're like, I'd rather die than do this. Do you have this feeling when you find out a new strategy which is so promising and you're like, I'd rather die than do this. I hate this. Do I really have to do this? Is it the only way? Right? And when you're like, when you feel so constricted, when you feel like you're putting in a cage, right? That is all your body telling you, that the wisdom is within you. The knowing, the strategy, the thing that you're looking, the perfect thing exists, and that's you. But you have to be you. You cannot be someone else. You have to be you. You cannot be what you're told you are. And this is where you tap into your body. You become aware of what is stopping, what is literally blocking the flow of infinite wisdom, that white light that is entering and constantly transmuting into your desire. What is stopping the flow? And that's when you become a clear channel to translate your imagination into reality. And this is not something woo-woo. This is science. This is how it works. Any idea that is held in the mind, it has to transmute because it's a thing. It's physics. Like, your thoughts are like ether, right? When you keep giving them energy, it turns into steam. If you keep giving it energy, it turns into water. So it's science. Water gets heated up, it turns into steam. If you heat steam more, it turns into ether. It's science. Your thoughts have to transmute into energy, into water, into physical, through you, when nothing is blocked. It's so powerful that whatever you're seeking outside, you're constantly binge watching infinite things that is taking all your time. You're constantly trying the new thing. You're like, I want to increase my income. I want to go crazy. I want to really receive. I want to go on that holiday. I want to travel the world. I want to send my kids to private school. I want to do all those things. They are yours. That's why you have this desire. They're only waiting for you to have the self-concept that really delivers who you are, not what you're told.